In this video, I want to talk about dividing complex numbers. So let's remember that complex numbers are numbers that include I, and I is equal to the square root of -1, and I squared is equal to -1. Okay, so that's going to be important. Now, the thing about dividing complex numbers is that we want to turn this into just one thing with an I instead of two things with an I. So the way that we can do that best is by multiplying both top and bottom by what's called the complex conjugate. So let's talk about what the complex conjugate is. Okay, so we know that complex numbers are of the form a plus bi. The complex conjugate is a minus bi. And the reason that this is important is that when we multiply a plus bi times a minus bi, we're going to get a squared, and then we're going to get a plus abi, I guess we should say, abi, minus abi, plus, sorry, this should be minus b squared times I. But now you'll remember, so abi and negative abi cancel each other out, and then this is b squared I squared. So I squared is equal to -1. So then this is just equal to a squared plus b squared. So once we simplify, when we multiply two complex conjugates, or when we multiply a complex number by its complex conjugate, we get a squared plus b squared, which doesn't have an I in it, which is kind of the whole point. So basically the idea is if we multiply by the complex conjugate, we're going to get rid of the I part on the bottom. So what we do is we multiply both top and bottom by the complex conjugate. So in this case, it's 2 plus 3i. We need some parentheses here. So multiply 2 plus 3i. So the complex conjugate is we just take the complex number exactly as it is, and then we change the sign inside. That gives us our complex conjugate. So let's do the denominator first here. So we should get a squared plus b squared, and we can do that if we want to, but let's go ahead and just simplify it this time. So a squared plus b squared would be 2 squared plus 3 squared. So that would be, let's see, 4 plus 9 should be 13. Okay, let's just make sure we get that. So we're going to get, so this is just the denominator, 4 minus 6i plus 6i minus 9i squared. So this is, these guys cancel out, so we get 4, and then this is going to be plus 9 because we have a minus, and then the I squared is -1. So plus 9 is 13. So this is going to be 13 on the bottom, which is just a squared plus b squared, so 2 squared plus 3 squared. Either way, and then on the top, we just need to do FOIL. So we have 10 plus 6i plus 15i plus 9i squared. So we have, this is going to be minus 9, right? Because I squared is equal to -1. So we have 10 minus 9, which is 1. And then 6i plus 15i is 21i. So 21i. So 1 plus 21i over 13. So we could write that as either 1 plus 21i over 13, or it would be the same to write 1 over 13 plus 21 over 13i. And that's how we divide complex numbers. So first we multiply top and bottom by the complex conjugate of the denominator, and then we simplify everything. And that's how you divide by complex numbers.